Love is in the house, y'all, and love is the theme for this month, if you haven't figured that out yet. So I want you to imagine something with me. Just begin to notice and feel the air around you. It's invisible, right? But you know it's there. And now think about things like the Wi-Fi, radio waves. They're invisible, but we know they're there because we experience the music that comes through or the signal that comes through, right? So when I think about love, it's one of those things that it's hard to describe, but we know it's real, but we can't see it. We can't describe it in one particular way of form. And love, an aspect of love is an emotion, right? And often love songs speak to that kind of emotional love. But when we talk about love in this context, in the spiritual context, we are talking about something greater than just an emotion. We are talking about the ever-present, invisible force that is all that there is. Just like the air moving in as and through, we breathe it, it circulates through us and out. It is all around us. We're talking about love as the very atmosphere of the universe, the thing itself. It's the fundamental operating system of existence. It's that invisible force that connects everything, radiating endlessly, flowing through every moment, every heart, every life, beating every heart. So I turned to Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Science of Mind teaching, to hear some of his words on love. As we set the stage for this month's discussion, we're going to kind of start with the foundation of love. So Holmes says, love overcomes both hate and fear. However, love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its acts. As light overcomes the darkness, as presence of heat causes the coolness of a room to change until its warmth is comfortable, so the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. He goes on to say that love is the victor in every case. Love breaks down the iron bars of thoughts, shatters the walls of material belief, severs the chains of bondage which thought has imposed, and sets the captive free. So as we often say, that there is one life, one presence, God, Spirit, universe, whatever word works for you, we know that this one life is truly all that there is. And if God is love, then love is all that there is. So how could we possibly discriminate and say that someone or something is outside of that divine love's embrace? And why would we withhold love from ourselves or place conditions on ourselves or conditions on loving others who are also a unique divine expression of the one? So today we explore how love starts within, with the recognition of the one divine presence and knowing that it lives within each of us. And as we know that love is something within that radiates out, we can remember to not seek out there for love, but that it is truly already right here. And turn within to feel that, to experience practices which cultivate that union with that presence of love and allow it to expand our heart, like that beautiful reading shared, to be like the heart of the Buddha, or to be like the massive river that can take a glass of salty water and transform it such that it has no ill intent, because we can hold it all. That is the goal. We explore how love can set the stage for deeper connections, for compassion, and for transformation in the world. Co-creating a world that works for who? Everyone. Yes, all. Not just creating a world that works for me, but a world that works for all. And I'm included in that, right? That's the good news. So love begins within, just as joy, peace, happiness. Those things are often sought externally based on the narrative of our culture, right? Commercials inundate us with, get this, feel love, you deserve this, do this, you will be worthy, you are whole, demonstrate, that you are worthy of love by buying a new pair of shoes or finding your perfect match. But we come together on Sundays every week to remember a greater truth, yes? That the true love and joy and peace and happiness that we desire is already right here. It is so simple, and yet I don't know about you, but I have to keep turning back to those reminders every week, if not every day, because the world is very seductive. And our thoughts can easily get hooked on one of those beliefs. And because those beliefs are held by so many in the culture, it's like it has a really magnetizing draw to it, right? So we can hook into it and then feel a part of this greater idea. And then, yeah. And yet, when we pause, turn within in the silence to know God, to know love, it may not feel like this, but there is such strength and power in rooting in to that true place of divine love, yes? And then asking for love to be the guide, love to go before us and before anything we do, our thoughts, our words, our actions, our deeds. If we start each day anchored in love, knowing that love is the healer, we will always be guided. And when we forget, we can easily just reset our intention. And remember, love is my guide. Love is my guide. Another question I love is, what would love do now? When faced with a situation or something or feeling something that is upsetting, we can ask, what would love do now? Or what does love look like now? Because we are always growing and changing. These qualities are internal because they are eternal in the very essence of who we are. And it's something that we can cultivate through mindfulness and through acts of compassion and kindness. By nurturing love internally, we become self-generators of generosity, no longer dependent on the external circumstances to feel the joy and the peace and the love. We can naturally radiate love and enhance our relationships and uplift those around us. Sounds pretty good, right? And that's how I would like to move in the world. How about you? Yeah, to be the one that raises the energy wherever you go, no matter what is happening. So the book this month we are studying is called Teachings on Love by Thich Nhat Hanh. And there is 4 immeasurable minds that he speaks to here in the Buddhist teaching, which are loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. And these are dynamic practices that invite us deeper into that universal field of infinite love. So I want to first start with this idea and practice of loving kindness. Loving kindness is a meditative practice of first starting with that intention or affirmation or desire that you have by affirming it for yourself, and then beginning to expand it out into greater and greater circles, such as, may I be well, and then you can extend it out to, may my friends be well, may my acquaintances be well. And the practice that is maybe a little bit difficult is it can go on to say, may my enemies be well. And we talked a little bit about that idea of enemy last week, right? So go back and watch that. And to the world, may all beings be well. Again, these ideas are simple. They're things that we learned in kindergarten. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And yet we get to be adults and come up with a whole lot of reasons and excuses why, yes, but not this person or that person, right? Our stories we build up in our mind. So this is a reminder, truly, that idea, be like a child. Go back to that childlike heart that is open and compassionate to all beings. So loving kindness, when practiced regularly, can be a number of statements, such as, may I experience acceptance, trust, and sufficiency. And then extending that, may all beings experience acceptance, trust, and sufficiency. There is no right way to practice loving kindness. The most important thing is to find a form or structure or the phrases that works for you. It's a simple practice that repeating daily or silently or aloud, whichever you're able to do. Some other examples may be, may I be accepting of myself today. May you be accepting of yourself today. May they be accepting of themselves today. May we all be accepting of ourselves today. So you see how it kind of takes you through these different layers. And just like the energy of love that starts within, it's an example of how it radiates out. May I, may you, may they, may we all. So you can do that with phrases. You can do it by a visualization, perhaps, of like a color that in your mind represents love, and maybe you see it kind of like as a pink radiating wave of sorts, or a golden light that starts from here and extends out from your heart to surround the entire world or universe, cosmos, galaxy, however far you want to extend your love, because you're infinite. You get to decide. So loving kindness is our first practice this week. Now, the next of these 4 immeasurable minds is compassion. Compassion is when you witness another's suffering, when you see someone that is upset or in pain. You can silently acknowledge. I naturally did that. I often just put my hand over my heart because it helps me to stay anchored in that love and stay grounded in it without getting absorbed in the other person's story or suffering, right? And right now in the world stage, we are seeing such immense suffering and pain, and the images that that are available now with this World Wide Web of connection we have before us. We can no longer be ignorant to the pain and the suffering that is occurring through war and genocide around the world. So what do we do? Well, I'm not answering that whole question. I'm just going to talk about right now. One thing we can do is extending compassion from our heart. So compassion looks like this. I see your struggle. I too have struggled. May your suffering ease quickly. That's one example, right? A way that you can connect your heart, your love, and acknowledge the other and send that love to them in whatever way resonates with you, how you can be that radiating force for love. And that's just one thing, right? To get grounded and anchored in the love. And then from there, you may sit with the question of, what is mine to do? And maybe you are called to take some sort of action, or maybe you are called to sit and witness and hold that field and vibration of love. That's for you, only you to know. So compassion is witnessing another and acknowledging it without judgment. It's not, oh, that's bad, this is good, how horrible. It's not jumping down in the ditch with them. It's an acknowledgement. And don't we all just want to be acknowledged sometimes? Yeah. And then the third one is joy. I like to live in this place. So begin each day with perhaps waking up and saying, what joy awaits me today? What are ways that you can be receptive to joy showing up in unexpected ways? Well, first, just set the intention and ask, what joy awaits me today? And by saying that, we begin to see things in the world from that perspective, and we can notice things that we might not have noticed before. Ever notice that what you set your intention on, there's a lot of evidence to show and prove that back to you, right? So, loving kindness, compassion, joy. And the last one, equanimity. Consistently affirming, I trust God as the source of my supply, and anchoring your spirit in that trust and calm, even among life's uncertainties. So this speaks a lot to what we talked about all of last month, being that eye of the storm, staying in that place, that grounded place of calm and peace in the middle of the chaos. So equanimity, right? It's kind of like having that stable footing. Oh, like a surfer perhaps, riding the waves. So trusting. So for this one, and the easy practice is, I trust God, universe, life, spirit. Again, insert the word that means, that brings you to that place that resonates with you. I trust God as the source. Another affirmation I often like to say is, I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly in my life. So if my mind starts to try to spin out or figure things out, I can get back to that place of equanimity by breathing into the trust and affirming, I trust everything is unfolding perfectly. And then that doesn't mean I don't do anything, but it means I set my intention to have my eyes open to see the possibility of how that could show up. Because God, life, works through us, works through individuals. So if I'm sitting here affirming, trusting God as my source and expecting some kind of magical something to rain down upon me without seeing that perhaps the neighbor knocking at the door is the opportunity, or perhaps seeing my heart being called to take this turn, and there's an opportunity to serve, to love, to give, to support, to help as the opportunity, right? We must be open to Spirit using us, each other, to show up as the demonstration that we desire. I love this idea of thinking about how have you been an answered prayer for someone else. So when we stay open and connected to that infinite source of life, of love, we are in that flow to show up for others. And we are in that flow to receive that gift from others as well. Allowing love, God, to do its thing through us. So, love is not static. It is dynamic. It is ever unfolding in every interaction, every thought, every breath. And we can cultivate love first within by engaging in our regular practice of meditation, of gratitude, perhaps a gratitude journal, of affirmations. Again, I love to use my phone, little reminders. My daughter Cadence was with me the other day, and a reminder popped up, and she looked at it, and she's like, Mom, that's not a reminder. It said something like, I trust my heart that everything is unfolding perfectly. And she just thought that was so funny that was a reminder. And I'm like, well, it's a reminder I need every day. It's an affirmation, but I use my reminders. So how can you use your tools like that, right? We're so connected to these devices all the time. Let's let them work for us and not us being by them, right? Yeah. So we cultivate that inner love first through our regular practices, meditation, gratitude, affirmations, affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. And remember, there isn't a right or wrong way to practice. Try things, see what works for you. Try this week the practice of loving kindness. Maybe, write out some different statements until you find the ones that work for you that can become like a simple mantra. May I be accepting of myself today. May you be accepting of yourself today. May they be accepting of themselves today. May we all be accepting of ourselves today. Acceptance is a powerful practice, and it's a gateway to love. It doesn't mean that we must like or agree with every circumstance in our life. Rather, it means simply acknowledging reality as it is. It is what it is. Now what? And by embracing acceptance, we can free ourselves from that inner resistance, and that creates the spaciousness in our heart to allow that love to flow more freely. So this week, I invite you to actively practice love, not merely as an idea or a romantic notion, but as a living reality of this invisible force that is all around us, that is between our cells and molecules. It is who we are. Embody loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity intentionally, right? These things won't just happen if we just listen today and go, yeah, that's great. Go to lunch, go about our day, and totally forget about this by Wednesday, right? So decide today what you're going to do to remind yourself to practice throughout the week. And then begin to stretch beyond your comfort zone and cultivate love within and around you. Maybe you want to ask a friend today, or someone at work, or a fellow spiritual seeker to be a partner with you and reflect on your experiences. I have a couple of friends that we started a gratitude text thread, and the intention of every day stating what we're grateful for. It's about every 2 to 3 days that one of us remembers, and then we all pick up on it again. But we've been doing it for a few weeks now, and hey, it's better than nothing, right? So, decide today how you are going to amplify the love that you are. What structures of support do you need to put in place? What practices do you want to practice this week and beyond in order to create a world transformed by love? Because only you can, right? Right? Are you willing? You want to do this thing? We're going to be the love? We're going to transform the world? Okay. Well, let's pray about it. All right, come on up. Let's turn into some prayer. Taking a breath. Feeling that energizing presence of breath. The freeing movement of energy through breath. So grateful right here, right now, to breathe. So grateful for that energy, that presence that beats my heart without me having to think about it. So grateful for the love within that is always radiating outwards and attracting back to me, reflecting the love that I am. So grateful to recognize that love is all that there is. Love and only love is real. So I choose today to see with my real eyes and to realize that love is always the answer. I step into love everywhere I go, allowing love to lead the way. Love is the healer. Love is all that there is, and love is who I am. So it is from this place of oneness that I affirm right here, right now, that I am allowing the presence of love to transform my life, to transform my relationships, to transform my world, and therefore transform all beings. As we all return to the awareness of the love and the oneness of humanity, to see the love of God, the beloved, in all. So I'm so grateful to remember to return to love in times of struggle, of doubt, of conflict. To remember that often the simplest answer is the best answer. Love. Love and only love. So I declare right here, right now, that love is having its way in and as and through my life, in and as and through every being that is hearing the sound and the vibration of my voice right here, right now. That we are uplifted into this highest vibration of love. To see with only the eyes of love, to be with only the eyes of love, and to act from love always. I'm so grateful to know this truth, so grateful to know that this word is fulfilled. As I release it now into the action of the law that always corresponds to my word and says, yes, it is done and it is so, my beloved, it is so. And we affirm this by saying together, and so it is.